Please come inside. We'll be starting very soon. If you're at the back and there's a space in front of you, please come forward. And if you are backing me right now, please turn around and face this place. Those of you backing me right now, turn around, face this place. Thank you very much. Turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around.
Good morning, students. Good morning. Hello. I can barely hear you. Is it because I'm using a microphone? When I came in, people were talking, I could hear them. But now I can't hear your good morning. I can't hear your reply. Good morning, everybody. Thank you. That's better. Because I want to be sure that your voices are still loud in 2026. Happy New Year to you all. How was the Christmas holiday? It was not fine, boring, but if people enjoy the chicken and rice and all. And some people are looking bright and better. How many people here are in SS1? SS1 students. All of you here are in SS1. SS2? SS2? They are here. SS2, the people here are predominantly females. Where are the guys? They are on the football field. As I was coming, I saw some people with a flyer on the field. People are not prefects yet. So what should we do to get them back here? We should give them something, or we should threaten them, or we should send somebody to them. So they shouldn't go to the field when they should be learning. They would, and we all want to be well behaved today. You know why? We want Nigeria to win Morocco. So we have to really be well behaved so that God would show us mercy. So they should not play football at the wrong time. We all need God's favor for Nigeria today. All right. Please settle down. We are starting. How many of you have a copy of this? If you have a copy, raise it up. Let me see. Hello, people over there, please, can you hear me? Hello, madam. The lady that is sitting separate from others, can you hear me? Okay, I just want to be sure that I'm audible because I don't want to be left out of the discussion. People over here, can you hear me? You can hear. Do you have a copy of this already? No. Do you have a copy here? Okay, please just calm down to get to you. All right. We won't take your time because we want you guys to go for lunch and also enjoy the rest of the day. But we are here to continue our discussion, which we started last year, on sleep in adolescents. How many of us were here for the talk on sleep in adolescents that was started last year? That's the main hall, the multipurpose hall. If you are here, please kindly raise up your hand. Thank you for those hands. All right, just as a quick refresher, Isaac, what's happening to the slides? He's not seeing it. Uh-oh. You can... It's going to say... It's about to come up. It's shocked. That's strange. All right. I was going to ask if, while they're trying to get the slides up, it's a connection challenge, but I hope that gets resolved. But this is awful. There's some power outage. Is there still power? Okay. All right, while they're trying to get that sorted, just a quick reminder. Joseph, please, can we man the door? This going in and out is not going to be helpful. I know there are different channels that people take to go out, but it's just respectful for you guys to let us do what we want to do and go. Before I came here, I was working on EEGs. EEG is called electroencephalographies, which you use to check the brain electrical activity. Okay, yesterday, the other hall that we used as a drawing of the human brain. So I could easily use that to illustrate. And we were checking the brain activity of children. So I had to finish the recording I was doing before coming here. What I'm trying to say in essence is that when we come to meet you like this, we are leaving many things to come and meet you. And it's just nice that we feel appreciated. And we're also telling you that wherever you get to in life, try to also give back to people. Do you understand? So what we're doing is to give back by educating you, and we expect you to also be able to do likewise. The last time I came, though, I met one of your past students who was giving education to students, which is quite encouraging. So I want to believe that in another 5-10 years from now, some of you, wherever you are in the world, will think of this school and say, what can I give back to the students that are there now? Is that good? All right. Some people are asleep or trying to sleep. Does that mean they did not sleep well? Because we are talking about sleep. But usually when we're talking about sleep, we don't want people to be sleeping at that time. We want people to be sleeping at night. So if you are sleeping right now, you're wrong. It probably means that you had some issues sleeping over the night, or you are not fine. All right. For those who were here the last time, I want some quick reminders of what we discussed about sleep. For instance, what did we say about the parts of the brain that is responsible for controlling sleep in human beings? Who has an idea? Who can remind us of that? Hello? Every table should please be quiet. The part of the brain that controls sleep. Who can remember? Because very soon we'll be coming to your school to say we want to do sleep quiz on sleep, maybe for the World Sleep Day. And some of you here may be selected to represent your school. So who can remember that? Any hands? How about the hormone that is released from the brain to control sleep? Okay, there's somebody here. Thank you.
The hormone secreted by the brain to control sleep is called melatonin.
Wow. Can we please clap for him? Can we clap for him? That was great. And he's going to get a prize for that. A small reward for retaining that. The hormone that is secreted by the brain to control sleep is called melatonin. So the next time we come, we're going to give you the prize. That's very good. And we also mentioned that the part of the brain that works to control sleep is called pineal gland. There are many structures in the brain that work on sleep. But this particular structure in the brain that tries to control sleep is the pineal gland. That's the one that secretes melatonin. The other structures like the hippocampus, don't mind all these big, big names. The ones that I want to retain is the pineal gland because it's the one that produces melatonin. And it's so important for sleep in adolescents because when the gland is not working, what happens is that the person is not able to sense when it's light and when it's dark. During broad daylight now, if that gland is functioning well, it tells your brain there's light, so everywhere is not dark anymore. Produce melatonin that is in your brain should reduce. So it reduces the melatonin, and they are meant to stay awake. I need many people on this table to stay awake. That's why I'm coming to meet them. I will stay here until you tell me that you're awake. Should I stay here? Hello? Are you fine? Yeah, sit up, Pele. All right. So melatonin for them is functioning well, except if you are sleep deprived. So don't tell me that you are sleep deprived. If you are sleep deprived, then I won't tell you what I'll do. All right. So for people who do not have any sleep disorder, when it's light, the melatonin reduces in their brain and they are alert. When it's getting dark, more melatonin is pushed into the bloodstream. And as the person gets more melatonin, he goes to sleep. So it's important that you know this because what happens when you stay on your phone or your tab or on the TV at night instead of sleeping is that you are shutting down melatonin production. That blue light on the devices is sensitive also to the melatonin and it shuts down melatonin. So please stop late night use of screen because it can affect your brain. And today we'll be talking around these points. So kindly have your focus on the slides now. I'm happy that the screen is up. And you see here, it says healthy sleep, healthy life. So it's a continuation of the sleep intervention that we have been talking about. And it will really be great to have all of you and to see that you are having healthy sleep and you're having healthy life. We want both because it's linked. When one is missing, there might be poor health. You're very young now and you still have a lot of years ahead of you. But some of the foundations, when they wanted to build this house many years ago, some things were done underground that we cannot see now. Some of the foundations you are laying now is what will determine the kind of healthy life you will enjoy in adulthood. Some people, the foundation they are building now is already sowing hypertension into their future, God forbid. But it's not just about God forbid, it's about sow the right seeds into your body. Some, they're already sowing the seed that can cause diabetes. When every day you must take one drink, Coke, Fanta, daily dose. You are sowing poor health into your future. It's not healthy life. So sleep is one of those things, but there are other things that are foundational for your health. What are those other things? I've mentioned one, diet. Which other thing is there? That other habits that is a foundational issue for your future well-being. Which other habits? Hello? Anybody from this table? Which other habits? I've mentioned sleep, I've mentioned diet. From this table. Which other habits? You're saying something? Screen time. Very true. Screen time, and closely linked to it is whether you are living a sedentary lifestyle. It's the tables where people are sleeping I'll be coming to now. So if there's somebody, if you don't want me to come to your table, wake up anybody that is sleeping on your table. Yeah, don't sleep. Otherwise, I'll come. All right, screen time. Closely linked to that is sedentary lifestyle or poor physical activity or lack of exercise. So it's good that you exercise. When you don't exercise, you also affect your health and your screen time. All right. People over there, please can you help to ensure that this thing is not shaking because now the power has gone off again. The projector is off again. How can you help us to ensure that it's not doing this on and off thing because it's not helpful? So today we are going to be talking about the consequences of poor sleep in adolescents. Consequences of poor sleep in adolescents. Is the projector back? All right, we'll continue. Sorry that this is just doing on and off, but it's just to help you follow. But if you listen to me, we'll be fine and we'll be fast. The last time I came, we talked about the problems in our environments that leads to poor sleep. And we talked about these barriers across different levels. Some factors are individual. They are things that you as a person, you do that can affect your sleep. I'm surprised that as I'm talking, if I pause now, I can count like 100 people that are talking at the same time. Even if I am not a teacher in your school, I think that's quite disrespectful. Do you understand? We have gone through the part you are. It's not nice that we are gathered and you are talking and you are all talking. We have to have many talkers. Maybe I should pause and let you finish your talking, and then when you're ready, we'll continue. Should we do that? Hello? Because you're prolonging the time we're going to spend here, and me, I want to get back to my clinic work. So if you want us to do that, we'll just pause and we'll wait for everybody. But at the same time, you can just have it quiet and let's listen and be done. All right. Table over there. Table last to last. Hello? Yeah, wake up your friend that's sleeping. Thank you very much. All right, don't worry. How many minutes do you want me to spend so that I can release all of you? 10. All right, you are the determinant of whether it will be 10. And if you say 1, I can go. It's all good. Do you understand? But it's nice that you would sow the right seeds. We're talking about seeds that you sow. And that's part of the seeds. If you want me to be fast, just look at the screen there. And you tell me, what are the things that poor sleep can lead to from the screen? I'll just go from one table to the other. On this table, who wants to talk? You're lucky that you're the first table I'm coming to, so you're not looking for it. Who wants to talk? Okay. At least I know somebody that I know is my friend.
My daughter needs my daughter.
You don't want to use the mic? No, it's on the screen. I didn't say it should. It's not difficult. It's just on the screen. I just want you to tell me what you have there.
Poor performance in school.
Poor school performance. Very good. Poor school performance. And that one everybody should be interested in. If I see how many people want to have better grades, I want to believe everybody here wants to have better grades in school. So we are saying there's a tip. There's a joker for better grades. It's better sleep. I'm not saying that you should be sleeping around the clock or you should sleep and not read. No. But the problem with many students is that they sleep when they should be alert, and they are alert when they should be sleeping. And that's what we're trying to tell you. Poor academic performance and reduced concentration is a consequence of poor sleep. Many of you are in SS1, SS2. You are actually at the terminal end of your secondary school education. And you will soon get to the university. I've had instances where students in university break down mentally because they never learned to manage their sleep. Some will even come down with psychiatric condition during the exam. Some brain block. Why? Because they have thought that the lifestyle to adopt is when I have exam, I will not sleep. I'll sleep for 3 hours. I'll go to the class, do the exam. In the afternoon, I doze a little and wake up. And then I continue again. How many of you sleep well during your exam? When you have exam, you can sleep for 6 hours. Huh? Would you? Will you sleep for 6 hours during your exam? 5. Okay? I like that sincerity. How about you? You don't know. How many hours you sleep? I'm sure you know, but it's fine. Okay, let me ask the young lady. Uh, it depends. So it's fluctuates, but on the average, 5 hours. I like that sincerity. So most people are saying, oh, oftentimes they sleep for about 5 hours, which is fair, but not good enough for your brain. So what we are saying is, God has given us 24 hours, right? Out of these 24 hours, how many hours do you spend in school? Well done, sir. How many hours do you spend in school out of the 24 hours? 8 to 9 hours. Okay, if it's 8 to 9 hours, then you have 14, 15, 16 hours to spend outside school. You don't say, oh, I have so much to do, I'm not going to school. I have so much work to do. For this week, no school. How many of you can do that? I have so much work to do that for this week, I won't go to school. I'll just stay at home and I need to read. Do you do that? Why are you not doing that? If you want to try, what will your parents do? And they will chase you out of the house. Because for them, your education is important. Now, many of you now say, I have so much to do. I will try to cut down my sleep to 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours for 1 week. But what we are trying to tell you is that it's important that you know how to manage your time. That's the most important thing, that you know how to manage your time so that you can create time for sleep and at the same time create time for other things that matter in your life. If you see here, poor sleep can cause poor academic performance and reduce concentration. It can cause mood swings, irritability, anxiety, and depression. I've managed children of your age in the hospital, and some of them will come with anxiety. Some will come with features of depression, and they'll start taking drugs because of depression, mental health condition. Recently, one of them came with headaches. And by the time we looked at it, the headache is because that person was not sleeping well. When you're not sleeping well, it can cause disturbing headaches. And you'll be taking paracetamol, ibuprofen, taking drugs. Why? Because of poor sleep. Sometimes it can also affect other body functions. The other time we were talking about the hormone. What's your name? John. Okay. John mentioned the hormone melatonin the other time. Melatonin is produced by the body clock. Remember we mentioned earlier that the body has a clock. And we call it circadian rhythm. So that body clock functions all round. And when the body clock is functioning, it produces many hormones, not just melatonin. Another very important hormone that it produces is cortisol. People on this table again, I'm back. Because you are not being your sister's keeper. Oh yeah. And over there. I mentioned another hormone now. That hormone is called cortisol. What did I call the name of the hormone? Cortisol. Thank you. Cortisol is the hormone that controls, it's one of the hormones, among many hormones, that controls blood pressure. So, if somebody is not sleeping well and the melatonin production is affected, because they all come out together from the same source, it can affect cortisol. So, poor sleep can affect not just your health, it can even affect your blood pressure. In fact, in some instances, it can affect blood sugar. It can affect weight gain. It's in fact that sometimes when people are not sleeping well, they will be gaining weight. The guy is here who wants to have 6 packs. If you are not sleeping well, you will not get 6 packs. And for the ladies who want to have figure 8, they want to be slim and all of that. If you don't sleep well, you won't have that. Poor sleep can affect your physical appearance. So that's some of the consequences of poor sleep. And that's part of the reasons why we are here to talk to you again. That when you don't sleep well, it affects many things. We've mentioned physical health, we've mentioned weight gain, we've mentioned blood pressure, blood sugar, academic performance. Another aspect is your general behavior. Some of you are very grumpy, snobbish, and your friends will be wondering, what happened to you now? Hello, you're just very snobbish. It might just be because you didn't sleep well last night. The person will think that, oh, it's not, he has a bad mood. He's always moody, always moody. It may be that he's always robbing sleep at night. And when you're robbing sleep at night, during the day, people want to talk to you, people want to socialize, people want to be friendly to you, but you can't be friendly to them. Because over the night, when you're supposed to rest and be the best of you during the day, you are not able to. So when you are doing that, you're also affecting yourself. So when talking about all of this, why are we doing it? Why are we talking about it? The last time I came, I told you of a mentor of mine. She's in her 70s now. She works at Harvard Medical School. And when she had her daughter about your age, she noticed that the grades of students in her daughter's school in Boston, the USA, was dropping. And the school had to call and say, what's happening? Why are these students not having good grades? Then they studied what was going on, and they realized that they were not sleeping well. At that time, phones, everybody just had phones. And she had to start this kind of education program. Another thing that she did then was to say, can we adjust the school time? Because the problem is that, like I told you at the beginning, at this stage, as you're entering into puberty, the brain also naturally has a delay in the time when you feel sleepy. So you realize that even when you want to sleep, you're not really feeling sleepy as you normally would as a little child. If I give you an opportunity to sleep for 10, 11 hours now, I don't expect most of you to be able to sleep for 10, 11 hours. That's too much. But when you were in primary school, you could do that. So now you can't do that because of the effects of being an adolescent. But if you are naturally like that, then you are likely to be feeling sleepier early in the morning. That's why most of you, by the time the alarm clock or your dad and your mom comes to wake you up and say, wake up, it's like the sleep has just started. So what they did in that state in the US was to change school start time. So that was school starting at 8. They now changed school start time to 8:45. In some states now it's 8:30. In some states it's even 9. So if you change your school start time to 9 a.m. now, how many of you will be happy? Only one person will be happy. So that we will not go to ministry to tell them to change the school start time. But if there is a power that says school starts by 9, will you be happy? You'll be happy. Okay. We want to go to the ministry to defend this. There's something that they call poster work. And sometimes when issues like these are happening, what we do is to use the adolescents themselves to convince the stakeholders, like Ministry of Education, to say, why do we need to change the school start time? Because that's one of the things we are planning to propose. If we need to change it, why? Who wants to tell me, how will you defend it to the Minister of Education if you have the opportunity? Huh? Okay, say it and help you echo it. Okay, she's saying so that students can have more time to sleep and so that their performance can be increased. And sincerely, it's something we need to do. In some African countries, they are already changing. Rwanda is not as big as Nigeria, but Rwanda in 2024, they changed school start time all over the country. And they also changed the time that parents are resuming to work. In some countries, work does not start at 8, it starts at 9. And they finish at 5. The important thing is to get 8 hours. So why must we start by 8? And then you will not have enough sleep. So if they start at 9, close at 5, it's the same thing. Do you understand? By the end of the day, those of you who are going through this phase of adolescence and you need more sleep, can't get sleep. Most of the time, the problem is that the parents will drop you. If they have to resume by 8, they'll say, no, we can't have school start at 9 when we have to go to work at 8 o'clock. Everybody is going out of the house at the same time. So part of the proposal is, let's even workplace starts at 9 and then everybody comes at 9. Now, we want you to contribute to this challenge of promoting sleep and convincing stakeholders that sleep is important. During the last PTA, I came for the PTA. Thankfully, the PTA ESCO, they gave me time to talk to your parents. So those who their parents were around for PTA meeting, we had a discussion on how sleep can be promoted. And these cards that we just gave you, you can look up. These cards, we want you to also show your parents at home. I wish I could make it 3 pages, but I know most people will not read it. So we have to just make it as simple as possible because we are taking this to rural school and urban schools. Once you read it and also show your parents and talk at home about what you can do at the home level to improve sleep. You know what those things are that are disturbing your sleep. Some of them are things that you can control. The last time, people said a number of things. Some is their phone. So if it's your phone, that one, it might be difficult because the solution will be that they keep your phone with them, Abby, or they seize it for a while. So you might not want that. So you might not start with phone, but phone is very important. But what are some other things? Maybe the time that you eat at night is usually late. So you and the mommy and everybody can have that discussion. Can we bring our dinner time earlier? For some of you, it is noise, generator noise. So what can we do about that? Hey, may God help us. That one is a Nigerian problem. Sometimes it's not even your own generator, it's a neighbor's generator. So how can we control that? If it's possible and you have inverter and all of that, yes. But the things you can control, like the time you eat, like what you watch at night, it's not just the screen. Oh. Some of you is television, is football matches, some is movies, some is TikTok. So start with yourself. Start by preaching that message to yourself. That I would reduce screen time at night. But that message starts with, oh, do I even have a regular bedtime? If I have a regular bedtime, what can I do to wind down 1 hour to my bedtime? You can read storybooks. That one will help your brain to wind down. You can read your school books too. But this culture of you sleep for 1 hour, wake up for 2 hours to read, you go back to sleep, that one is not very good. It's better to wake up. You sleep early, wake up early and read. Or you sleep later, have enough sleep and read early in the morning. Most of the time when you say you're waking up to read in the night, for like 30 minutes, the book is reading you. You're not the one reading the book. And you're just dozing, you wake up, you read that page again, you cannot remember what you have read. You come back to it. So what have you done? No job. Meanwhile, when you are sleeping, the information that you are storing, that's when it's being organized into files. For those of you who use computer, you know that you have information in files. And when you need to retrieve it, you can just find it. When you don't find your information, when you need to retrieve it, you start searching and searching, you won't find it. That's the same thing that happens during sleep. During sleep, there's what we call memory consolidation. Can you repeat that for those who heard me? Memory consolidation. That's when everything you are reading is being arranged and organized. So that when you need it, you will get it easily. When you don't sleep, there's something that should go to this part of the brain can be here. Everything is disorganized. So when you have an exam and you want to remember, it's not there. So you need to do the things that can help you promote sleep. Other complications consequences of sleep that I didn't mention, weakened immune systems. Some people here, they fall sick so often. Every time you fall sick. Some, even every month, they will fall sick. You check your sleep. Because when you are not sleeping well, your body is weak to fight diseases, to fight infection. Another complication is risk-taking behavior and poor decision-making, especially for older adolescents who are in the university and they drive. A lot of adolescents who are in that age group, 18, 19, that are now driving. The reason why they have accidents is because they don't sleep well. So they will be driving and they will fall asleep and they will have accidents. So those can be some behaviors. But for some adolescents too, who do some risky behaviors like taking substances, substance abuse, shisha, and the likes, that one is a problem for sleep. I went to a secondary school like this in this town, and there was one or two guys there, but specifically one of them that interacted with, that takes substances of abuse. The guy told me, he cannot sleep, max 2 hours. The thing he's taking does not allow him to sleep. So if there's anybody here who in any way is exposed to substances, you are robbing your health and robbing your sleep. That is not good for sleep. Okay, we are almost done. And I have good news for you as I round up, which I tried to share last year, but I'm not sure we finished sharing it. I have good news for you that I know you want to read, but I don't want it to be like this person who will pile all the books and just be on the table, not sleeping, not reading, not achieving anything. Who does a little, wake up a little, does a little, wake up a little. By the time they finish, if your neck is paining you, is that sleep? You have not achieved anything. So it's better to sleep when you should sleep and read when you should read. Okay? And this one has the alarm clock beside him, has books, wants to sleep, doesn't know what he should do. It's a confused life where you are trying to struggle to fight nature. Most people have had drowsy driving. They don't want to be driving and sleep off. But when you rob nature, it has the way of paying back. Sometimes to ask you for what you have owed in the exam hall. You have mathematics and you're trying to work it out, and then you start dozing. It's because for days you have not slept, and there's no way the body will function well. And because of that, you see that the person is struggling during the day, dozing, not able to concentrate, and is not even able to do sports. Some of you want to do well in sports. There are a lot of research work that have been done among adolescents that into athletic competitions or even football and the likes, and ball, even females. And it's found that when they sleep well, their performance in sports is better. So it's not just academics. Everything that you are doing will be better when you sleep well. And what are the benefits of good sleep? Benefits of good sleep includes improved learning, memory, and academic success. If you don't want any of these things on the screen, let me know. But I'm sure that you all want it. You want to learn better. You want to succeed in your academics. You want to have better memory. Good sleep is very important to achieve that. Better mental well-being and emotional regulation. Healthy growth, healthy brain development. Stronger immunity. You don't want to be falling sick all the time. That's one of the benefits. Improved attention, safer decision making. All those are benefits. And you'll be if you are doing that, you'll be one of these happy adolescents who are doing well in their academics, but not just that, they are doing well in life. Because as you grow and you become adults, you realize that it's not only work that is important for your well-being. That's why you see people who are good in their profession, they're able to go and relax and have a social life because they are living a balanced life. So we are not teaching you to just be bookworms who only know book and don't have a life. So people, they only know book. They can't even relate with people. That's not life. Do you understand? So we want to be balanced adults who are enjoying a balanced life. And that's when life is fun. Life is not fun when you are just fixed in one direction. Okay? So we want it to be like that and enjoy all the benefits. Additional benefits here, even your muscles, your heart, your brain, they are all enjoying. And then better mood, and even digestion of food is better when sleep is good. I got these quotes online. There's a doctor on Instagram. He calls himself Sleep Dr. Chris. And he has these quotes. I'll be rounding up with the quotes. I want you to listen. Quote number 1. Some of them are quotes that are for parents. Some are for adolescents. It says, letting your teens stay up past midnight is not independence. It's wrecking their circadian rhythm and setting them up for long-term insomnia. Insomnia is a sleep disorder. So if you are here, 12 midnight, you are still awake, be warned. It may not happen now, but you have a future ahead of you. Watch it. A straight A student. Thank you, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. A straight A student who sleeps 5 hours a night is not thriving. Listen, you are a brilliant student, but you sleep for just 5 hours a night. That is not thriving. That science says that their brain is in survival mode, not success mode. So ask yourself, is my brain in survival mode or success mode? That means it's just trying to survive. We don't know when it will crash. He looks like he's an A student today. Some of those A students will get to university and have a complete mental health breakdown. I know some that never finished the university education because they can't handle the stress. Their brain was working in survival mode. They think that they are doing well, but they're not doing well. So put your brain in success mode. Weekend sleep-ins aren't harmless. They create social jet lag that feels just like flying across time zones every Monday morning. Let me explain that. If you have traveled across time zones, maybe you travel from here to the US, that's a long time zone. Some places in the US are 6, 7, 8 hours behind us. So right now, they are still sleeping or they are just waking up. So if you travel from here to that place, and when you should be sleeping here, 9 p.m. at night, 10 p.m. at night, it's like their own 2 p.m., they are alert. You know what will be happening to you? You'll be feeling sleepy during the day there, and they say the person is having jet lag. But what happens to most of you adolescents that you have not traveled from Nigeria, but you're like that? Because during the week, you have a particular way you sleep. Then Saturday, you now sleep to 12 midnight, 12 midday, 12 in the afternoon. So you're operating like people that are in the US. Your body travels to US on Saturday. And then on Sunday night, you come back to Nigeria. Then Monday morning, you'll be like this. That's the problem with Saturday sleeping. Because many of you operate like that. Your parents will say, the week was busy. Saturday, leave her, let her be sleeping. You now sleep till 12, 1. That is also not the best. It's not bad, but it's causing a disturbance and irregularity in your brain. So it's better to have regular, good sleep. Okay? Things who need energy drinks. Listen to this one, though. I'm not sure you like me after this one, but I'll say it. Teenagers who need energy drinks don't have caffeine problem. They have chronic sleep debt that caffeine cannot fix. Examples of caffeinated drinks. Fearless, thank you. Parental. Which other one? Even Coke. I don't know that one. Super Commando. Who got you? So if you know that you need to stay awake to be alert, you need to get to talk shop. I don't know if they said them at talk shop, but wherever you get it from. When you need to be alert, you need to get fearless. You need to get Super Commando. That name even sounds really command. No, you want to be a commander. If you need that before you can be alert in exam hall, you are doing damage to your brain, because what your body is saying is that you are not sleeping well. But you are trying to use energy drink to compensate for it. Watch it and check yourself so that you are not teaching your body bad attitude. Mood swings and teen attitudes. Some of you say, because we are teenagers, we can have that mood issues, attitude issues. Yes, but sometimes it's because of poor sleep. So mood swing and bad attitude, they are not always because of hormone. Sleep loss hijacks emotional regulation. And because of that, see what the sleep Dr. Chris said on Instagram. Because of that, their nervous system is fried, like fried egg, because of poor sleep. Don't let your nervous system be fried, okay? And let me see, I know most of you here are not. Look at this one, late night TikTok. Some people are guilty here. Late night TikTok. What did he say about that? Late night TikTok scrolling isn't relaxing. The blue light suppresses melatonin by up to 23%. So as you are doing TikTok, 1% is going, 2%, 3%, 4%, 23% of your melatonin you have dashed to TikTok. Watch it when you are watching TikTok at night. And that affects deep sleep. If teenagers snore is not cute, it's not allergies, it can be sleep apnea, and that will affect their grades and their mood. Sports performance does not depend on talent alone. Who are the footballers here? You are the footballers, they are on the field, they refuse to come. They didn't know that to do well in football, you need sleep. So sports performance isn't just about, ask those guys who are training, they will tell you, some of them, their coach forces them to sleep well. Because they don't sleep well, they will not perform well on the football match. And those of you who want to watch them perform, look at what you are doing. You are not sleeping well, you are staying up all night. They sleep well to perform well on the field. Okay, saying they will catch up when they are older is a lie. You might say, don't mind her. She was not sleeping in secondary school, Joe. I went to a school to talk like that, and when we were done, one of my friends in that school said, it's not your school. So their principal told them when we left and said, don't mind them, when they were in medical school, were they sleeping? Better don't listen. I wish I knew what I'm telling you now when I was in medical school because I suffered. Oh my God. I was just suffering until I understood what it meant to sleep well and read well. You know, those days we carry plenty books. We go to class, we sleep there, wake up there. At the end of the day, when you are coming back to the hostel, they ask you, what have you read? You can't say anything. You have just been there. And because of that, you are too ashamed to even come back to the hostel. So it's not the best life. We are teaching you the best life. Lastly, parents, lost since sleep has lifelong effects on brain health, on their weight and mental health. So I'll stop there and I'll say the next steps. Look at the screen if you have not been listening. Table before the last. That's where the people that are sleeping. In fact, I need to take their picture. They should not wake up, but they should just remain sleeping. Isaac, where is Isaac? Isaac, please let me snap that table. That's example of sleep-deprived students. They should remain sleepers there. A majority of them are probably boarders. Yes, they are not sleeping well. It shows. Are they truly boarders? Majority of them are boarders. So maybe we need to find out what's happening in the boarding house because obviously they are tired. Are you boarders too? So maybe boarding house, there's something that is not making people sleep well in the boarding house. We need to look at the boarding house critically and see what is happening. Because I went to boarding schools at some point, at least for 4 years out of my 6 years in secondary school. And if you follow the routine, then lights out, and the time they wake us up, you get good sleep. But right now, maybe those things have changed. So make best use of it. Now, look at the screen. I want you to do this before the next time will come, which will be in another 2 or 3 weeks. And look at yourself. What are the things that you can change that can improve your sleep? You know yourself. You know what is peculiar to you. Maybe it's your weight that you need to reduce. Maybe it's the caffeine. All these super commando, Abby. What's the other one that he told me to? Predator, fearless, and coke. Maybe that's what you need to reduce. But for another person, maybe your own is TikTok that you need to work with. Whatever it is that you need to work on that is trying to steal you and steal your future by making you to have less sleep. Look at it. For some, it's the academics. They want to read. And reading is not bad. You need to read. There's no doubt about that. You need to read and do well. So at that meeting next time, we're also going to give you some tips on time management because God is not going to increase your own time to 26 hours. Everybody has 24 hours. So what you need to do is, how can I manage my 24 hours so that I get good sleep time, spend time in school, and spend the remaining time well? We'll talk about that too. Then watch out for the flyer because we are doing a sleep arts challenge, sleep more arts competition. I told you when we were going in December that it would be on during the holiday, but for some reasons we couldn't put it up because we wanted a balanced exposure across the schools. But between now and end of January, we'll post that on the PTA platform. When we'll post it, we'll give you 2 weeks to respond. And we want inputs in songs. You can record songs and send and upload for the competition. Artwork. By artwork, I'm not saying art that ChatGPT has done. No, it has to be handmade artwork, not ChatGPT and artwork. And you can also do spoken word. You can do poem. You can write a poem. So we'll collate this and we'll give prizes to the best art entry per school. So I hope that somebody here will get the best for this school. Please, when the call is made, kindly make sure that you enter, you join the entry. Okay, we'll go on to the questions. All right. I like this question. Somebody says, from my own opinion, can you listen? From my own opinion, The people I know who sacrifice their sleep to read are excelling greatly, and it seems the consequences of poor sleep mentioned today doesn't seem to apply to them. I wish to adopt this lifestyle, but I'm wondering, since they are not sleeping and they are doing well, should I? Why should I? Thank you very much, whoever asked that question, and I think that question is very apt. Because I went to another school when we were doing this, and the principal said, this thing that you are saying, this is not what we are telling our students. So we tell them, if you are a student in this school and you don't read for 3 hours in the night, you are wrong. Have I said you should not read in the night? Is that what I've said? No. I'm not saying you should not read in the night. I'm saying get good sleep. Read and sleep. Now, the issue is how can we achieve that? When school has taken 8 hours or 9 hours and we have 15 hours, and then we want to sleep for another 8 hours. So that leaves you with 7 hours or 8 hours. What you do with the remaining 7 hours is what is important. The people who you think are doing well, you know I told you that these things are seeds for the future. The people who you think you are doing well, ask them in another 20, 30 years whether they are still doing well because of the lifestyle that they have adopted. You know, one profession that suffers a lot is the profession I belong to, medicine. But now I talk to colleagues. We started the journey together. My set now, we've been out of medical school for about 20 years. And people are beginning to say, Kai, that lifestyle we adopted, oh, wrong. We are struggling now. There are people who have had health conditions already. And some are still struggling with health conditions. And the thing about lifestyle is that once you adopt a wrong lifestyle, and you get into adulthood with it, it's difficult to change. For some people, the consequence will start very early, even now that you're adolescents. For some people, it will start later in life, when they are in their 30s and 40s. Recently, we have begun to see many stroke occurrences in young people. They say stroke in the young, 30, 40. And sleep has been established to be the reason for stroke in the young. Somebody, a young person, a banker, or who goes to work looking like he's excelling, he's doing well, he's one of the top in his profession. Yes, everybody thinks he's doing well. But he just suddenly slumps in a business meeting and dies. And everybody says, hey, it's the witches at home. Sometimes it's not witches. It's about the lifestyle the person has achieved. So don't rob Peter to pay Paul. God is the one who gives wisdom through science and research. And they have said our body is not made to operate that way. In fact, we are the ones that are trying to cut corners. Naturally, God creates darkness so that during the dark, your brain knows you should rest. Even God rested. So who are we trying to copy? So they might look like they are doing well now, but all is not well with them. Don't copy them. Rather, copy those who manage their time well. Managing time well may be that you sleep early, you wake up early, and you read. Or you manage your nights, you read well, and go to sleep and have a good sleep at the same time. That's what we are saying. What's the second question? It says, this may contradict with the lesson we have learned today, but notwithstanding, I need to ask, how can I eliminate sleep completely in the night so can I have more time to study? Hey, I need somebody to answer that question, though. How can I eliminate sleep completely in the night so that I can study? The question is, I need to study. Absolutely correct. Our teacher is there. You do not need to study. You need to study. But the issue here is, what do you need to eliminate to study? Why is it sleep that you are eliminating? And the truth is that what many of you are doing is just that. I need to study. I have deadlines. It's an everyday thing. Last night, I told myself, oh God, I have deadlines. There are many things I needed to do. I struggled with dropping my laptop. That's the truth. Because the society we are is pushing a lot of things at you. And sincerely speaking, if God said we should bid for two extra hours now, I will give us. Many of you will quickly raise your hand because the time does not seem to be enough. So what you need to do is manage your time and stop wasting time during the day. What the problem is that you forget that the time is currency. It's like money. The time that we have used to do things that are irrelevant. When is next week? Next week is week 3, right? You have spent 2 weeks already in this term. This week is almost gone. Next week, your eyes will now open. You now remember that CA is coming. You now start, hey, CA has come. Oh. You now start robbing sleep. You shouldn't have done that. When you know that sleep is also important, studying is important, then you start studying early. You can have a very strict plan. This is how many hours I want to spend reading in a day. And you use your afternoon. What it might mean is that you will cut down on some things that you think are fun to you. During the holiday, you can draw your TikToking during the day. But right now, you might have to cut down on TikTok. What time is the match today? What time is the match today? Who knows? 9 p.m. So today is a good test. 9 p.m. is the match. And the match will be for 90 minutes. I pray we will just win them quickly. But if we will need penalty and the likes, they will add some additional. So some people here will be awake till maybe 11 p.m. today because they must watch Nigerian match. That's part of the problem. Today is Nigerian match. Tomorrow it's church vigil. Next tomorrow it is something else. Maybe one competition. Or Abejoye new Kiniko has been released, and you must watch the next one, the next episode, season, blah, blah, blah. So you watch Abejoye in the night again. The next day, test has come. Before you know it, you are chronically sleep deprived for many days. So it's a decision. You have to decide what is important. Studying at the right time is important, not cutting on sleep. God did not make us to cut down on sleep. He made us to need sleep. That's the answer. I don't know if there's any other question there. If there's anybody that still has question in the house, you can raise your hands. Otherwise, we'll close after I ask the last question. What causes teenagers to doze and sleep off while reading? How can this be stopped? All right, that's also a good question. Some teenagers are dozing during the day, even when they have slept well. That one's another problem. Some, even if they have slept well, during the day, they are like this, they are still dozing. They are dozing all the time. If you know somebody like that, please help the person. Tell the person's daddy or mom that he needs to come to hospital. Because yes, some people have sleep problems that we call narcolepsy. Narcolepsy can cause somebody to sleep. Night, he will sleep. Daytime, he's dozing. In fact, every opportunity is dozing. That one is a sleep problem. Too much sleep too is not good for the body. If the person has had good sleep at night, then he should be awake during the day. But if the person has not had good sleep at night, then during the day, he will be dozing. So the most common cause of dozing during the day is poor sleep at night. That's the most common. So check what this person is doing at night. But if the person is not sleeping well at night and is still dozing during the day, it can be what we call narcolepsy. Another set of people, they have hypersomnia disorder. They are all examples of sleep disorder. Somnia is sleep. Hyper is too much. So when we say hypersomnia, it means too much sleep. That one is also a sleep problem. So when we are saying sleep, it's not that sleeping too much is good. If it's too much, it's a problem. You have a question? Very good question too. When you are snoring, does it make your sleep better or make it worse? It makes it worse. That's why when people are snoring, they tend to be dozing during the day. Most people who snore a lot, during the day, they still will be dozing. Even if they are slept for 10 hours, during the day, they will be dozing. The reason is that the sleep that they thought they slept is not good quality sleep. Because what happens when you snore is that something blocks your throat. For some people that are big, it might be just their tongue falling back. For some people, it's what we call tonsils or adenoid in the throat that is too big. So what happens during that time is that the brain does not get enough oxygen. At our hospital, we are trying to start doing sleep study in the night, where people can be put in a lab and you study them when they are sleeping. People who are snoring, when they do that study, you know what happens? There's something that is connected to their chest. When they are snoring, that thing will not move as it should. So they are not breathing as they should. Now, number one. They would connect something to measure their oxygen level. When people are snoring, the oxygen level drops. So their brain does not get enough oxygen. In fact, when it's happening to little children, it can be so bad that they will not be growing in height as they should grow. Some of them will start having heart failure as a little child. That's how dangerous too much snoring can be. So if you notice that you snore a lot, find out what is causing it. For some people, if it's just for a short while, maybe because of catarrh, and if you treat a catarrh, the snoring will stop. But if it's habitual, or if it's your daddy or your mommy, the person needs help. He might be having obstructive sleep apnea, and that can lead to other problems, including hypertension, heart failure, and the likes. So snoring is not a sign of good sleep. Some people, they say, Otis sundada, in fact, Otis snore. No. It means that something is wrong with the sleep. Thank you for that question. Any other question? Otherwise, we are done. Okay, if there's no other question, the card we gave to you is meant to be shown to your parents. Yesterday, I was showing our teacher something, and I saw somebody doing something similar just now. And I remove it. This is what one of your colleagues did with the thing. Before we finished, I can see some examples, and it's really bad. See, we are all saying we want Nigeria to be good. One of your junior colleagues, before we finish the class, this is what we did with what we gave him. If you know your own is like that, you're not representing Nigeria well. It's not just us. Yeah. So if we give you something like this, even if you didn't spend your money, to do it, it shouldn't turn into something else. It's a culture. Do you understand? Recently, I went to the airport, the new international airport that they just made. People just left. People just left a section of the airport, and you see nylons, biscuits. If they go to another country, layover in Ethiopia, they won't do that. Do you understand? We are all the ones that should build our country. Just simple things that shows that we respect ourselves. Even respect each other. It's just part of it. If they give you something, the worst you can do, if you don't want to read it, you can drop it or return it. But you start folding into something else. If I tell you the cost of just one of these, some people, you know the people who donate money sometimes to sponsor this, out of their own salary, they'll say, they want to promote things in other developing countries, they'll drop it. And then they'll give you, and you just use it anyhow. Please, let that not happen. It's not a good culture. Having said that, I want to thank you all for trying hard to pay attention. I know that there's a lot of competing factors. Do enjoy the rest of your day, and all the best in your upcoming tests. Thank you very much. Okay.